This is Time Signatures with Jim Ervin, a podcast and radio program presented by the Capital Area Blues Society in Lansing, Michigan.
Driving up and down these Michigan roads, yeah.
And now, here he is, your host, Jim Ervin.
Baby, I'm home.
No, this is not a paid advertisement. I just wanted to take a quick moment to send my congratulations to the legendary Deke Harp down in Clarksdale, Mississippi. In the spirit of goodwill, I also wanted to tell you about his custom Hohner harmonicas. He buys these direct from the factory and customizes them himself. Used by the likes of Dan Aykroyd, Ozzy Osbourne, Charlie Musselwhite, and the late super harp, James Cotton, Deke's harmonicas are simply the best in the business. This model is the Cadillac in C, and I'm working hard to learn how to play it so I can fully enjoy his work. If you're traveling down through the Clarksdale, Mississippi area, drop in and visit him at the world-famous Deke's Mississippi Saxophones, or check out his menu of options on his Facebook page or dekeharp.com. And while you're there, you can pick up some merch while you're at it, some CDs, including 2010's Gateway to the Blues or 2014's Clarksdale Breakdown. He's got them both there, and help support our beloved blues musicians while you're at it. Contact information for Deke can be found on the information section of this episode, or give him a call at 217-218-2194 Deke. That's how he says it, and thanks for your support. Well, thank you so much, Parker. I'm Jim Ervin, and this is Time Signatures. The summer months are blowing through here, and the only thing hotter than the temperatures on the thermometer is the blues music being played across the United States at blues festivals literally everywhere. The good news is you can still catch some smaller events and solo acts, so it's not all tied to the big shows. On the west side of the state, one gentleman is promoting one of those smaller events, but his headliner has a brand new album out called Heartbreak City. Produced by Grammy-nominated duo Josh Smith and Joe Bonamassa on the KTBA record label. Yep, we just talked to Larry a couple of weeks ago about this album as it was being released. And I'm hearing there's a couple of more acts involved and slated for this event as well, and also a meal on the grounds for this one, promoted by today's guest. You know his Steak and Blues events, and this sounds like a lot of fun and great entertainment. Patrick Corbin, welcome to Time Signatures. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Well, I'm glad to have you, sir. And for those who don't know your history in the Muskegon area, let's get them acquainted, shall we? How long did you promote the Steak and Blues events over that way?
Well, I was trying to think about that today.
Okay.
And they started about 92, and they went on for about 10 years straight, but not just once a year. I would do 3. They were called Steak and Blues, but only one per year. Excuse me. It was called Steak and Blues Festival.
Okay.
And so there would be a lot more bands there at those. And you get a steak dinner and you get a blues band with it. And so I would glean, first I would glean blues acts from Grand Rapids Martinis. Mm-hmm. And then as I got more involved, I would glean acts from Chicago. And where number one place for me to glean acts was from Buddy Guy's.
Okay.
So I started small, 125 people. So you people out there that are thinking about starting your blues rolling, 125 people. They got a steak dinner and heard some blues. Well, I built that up to Heritage Landing, up to about 2,000 people eating a steak. Yeah, eating a steak, watching the blues. I've had some amazing acts that later have become, like, let's give you an example. One, I'll give you one concert. I just want to praise this night. Imagine it packed. Imagine you just saw Kim Simmons and saw Savoy Brown play, and they've already done 2 encores.
Oh, man.
3 encores. So Kim Simmons, a short guy, comes to walk back to me. He's deceased now, you know. So he walks back to me and he says, no. And I said, I really wasn't going to ask you for another one. He said, I got something to say to you, though. And I said, what is that? He goes, what you had out here today and what your people saw today, I'll guarantee you it was the best music in the world. And that's when he had Eric Gales, who was nobody then, that now is
Wow.
like, where they're at. So I was
Yeah.
very, Larry says, he and I, we're friends. He says, I just got a knack for it, an ear for picking out really good music. What I do. So, yeah, I guess it is. But so that was just a terrific show that time. That's just one of them.
Man. So
Dave
I
Hole was
have to
something
ask,
else.
I have to ask you, Patrick, did the COVID pandemic pretty much bring those to a halt, or what happened along the way?
I just stopped doing them because I retired from my job,
Okay.
and I'm getting older now. I'm 78. So I thought, well, I've done enough of them, but now I'm getting involved with another group. I don't want to talk about them too much because I think they're going to want to come on your show, and they're cooking
Okay.
stuff up for our town. But I'll
All
let them
right.
talk about that. But absolutely, this is going to be unusual and a unique event in that imagine if 300 people come and they all bring a dish, right? That's 150 dishes you get to choose from.
So this is going to be a potluck meal.
Yeah, potluck from 3 to 6. And the first band, oh, geez, why can't I do that? Oh, gosh.
Well, give me a
Rochelle and
minute.
the I had a little change in my venue. Rick Hicks isn't going to make it, but Rochelle and the Spoilers are taking his place. They're a great blues band from Grand Rapids.
Okay.
Uh,
Before you
this
go
weird thing.
before you go any further, I want to stop you and I'm going to walk through that. Okay, give me a moment.
Yes.
I just wanted to say you couldn't have picked a better time to get Larry over there for sure. His new album is already receiving critical acclaim, and I have a good feeling that he may finally be getting his due in this one. And it's sad to say that, but it's long overdue. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, way overdue. Way overdue. I've always said, they said, people, you've hired, Pat, you've hired Savoy Brown, you've hired Walter Trout, they got naming the people I've, David, all the people I've hired.
Sure.
So your favorite one is Larry McCray. So I'll
There
give you a
you go.
great story. This is a great story. I
Go
met
ahead.
Buddy Guys, legends. I know all these cats. So the Brooks, Ronnie Brooks comes in, and he's followed by Bobby Rush and a
Oh
few other
man.
people. It's a
Wow.
Saturday night. So I walk up to them, they know me, and I said, tell me, what are you guys doing here on a Saturday night if you're not playing? They said, Pat, here's our problem with you. You think you're the only Larry McCray fan. We're all Larry McCray fans, Pat. And that just got me. That struck me really. And they said, another thing I want to ask you. Oh, this is what he said. Brooks says, how can Larry McCray play 90% of his music in the frets that are this big with those big fat fingers and never miss a lick?
I'm telling you.
I said, I have no idea, but he is my favorite, by the way.
Yeah.
Of all.
Well, let's talk about this event, which is slated for Saturday, July the 5th, in an unnamed park as of right now in Muskegon, Michigan. Fill us in on the details. Who's going to be there with Larry? You've already talked about the potluck dinner, but who else is going to be on the bill with Larry
All right.
McCray? And
Rochelle,
what time
you
does
can
it
go
start?
right on. Rochelle and Spoilers. You can go on YouTube and see them.
Okay.
And you can also see Dave Rux. Dave Rux plays this instrument. It's real unique, but I've had yard parties this summer and last summer, and I get a fair amount of people there. And Dave Rux has been my main guy a few times. And he plays this, I can't think of the instrument, but you can play a bass through it, piano, guitar, and then he sings. And so he's going to start out the whole day. And then after he starts it out at 2:00 in the afternoon,
Okay.
he'll play for an hour and a half. And then a little bit, hour and a half or so, then we're going to have Rochelle and the Spoilers. And they're quite good. Great, great band. And then Larry McCray is going to play from 6 to 8. So people will get home in a decent time.
Wow. So if you want to go out afterwards, you still got time to go out.
Go out. Or if you got to travel back to Grand Rapids or Lansing or whatever, shoot, easy.
Now, wait a minute, Larry, Patrick.
Yeah.
This is like a mini blues fest.
Yeah.
With food. So
Yeah. I used to
would
have
think
steak and blues, where
this would
I provide the steak and you cook your own steak with it. You got your steak dinner with your show.
this sounds like a really expensive evening. What are we talking here?
35 bucks to get in, and whatever
35
you
bucks.
want to drink, but we ask that you do that very discreetly, as it is a city park. They have
Okay.
other bands there. People do that. They just aren't wild or anything.
So it's a BYO.
Yep.
Okay,
And
so
bring a
you're
picture
allowing
tag.
small coolers?
Yeah, yes. Oh, yes. And kids under
Okay.
12 are free.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Man, that's some value, Patrick. You said this starts at 2:00.
Yes, and then
And it's
go ahead.
no, go ahead, please.
Yeah, and from 3 to 6, we're going to have the potluck. So you bring your dish there, and we have a great big building, and we keep it all in, getting it ready for 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and then we all eat. When we get done, Larry will be playing.
So you can go ahead during the 3 to 6 o'clock hours. You're going to go ahead and make the food available so people can walk away from the music,
Yeah,
get their food, bring their plate back, sit
Yeah.
down, enjoy.
yeah. Go get
What a
some more.
party, man!
It's going to be really cool. And I thought that what's really funny, I didn't think about it till later. I thought, hey, you could tell all those people that they can bring all their leftovers from the 4th of July to their parents' house.
Oh man, that sounds like a lot of fun. And at a park, how close are we going to be to the water? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, it's 200 yards away. It's just a little Rudman Creek.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
but the cool thing about the park is these grass flowing hills coming down to the stage, and a big cement structure for the
Okay.
stage. Thing was built probably in the 50s. Or great, nice stage. It's a beautiful show. It's just an
Wow.
absolutely great venue. I can't wait.
That's fantastic.
I think that
Patrick,
they would normally pay to come to a show like this, to give them an idea. They'd probably pay about 80 to 120 bucks, I'd say.
yeah, I think you're probably in the ballpark there because
Yeah.
I mean you're not just getting one show and you're not getting one headliner. You got three people that could, potentially could be headlining in their own right.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been knowing, people have told me I put together some pretty cool shows in my day.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it sounds like a lot of fun, man. It really does. Now, the most important part of this discussion, how do we get people to reach out to you to buy tickets? And are you just putting them on a list? How are you doing this?
You could call me, and I will send you a ticket. Just call me, and my number is 231-557-1594.
Go ahead and do that one more time.
My phone number is, I just said.
Yep.
So,
one more time.
231-557-1594. And I'll work it out with you. And if you even give me your name, I can get you tickets at the door. You just have to give me your name. And there you go.
And you will give them the information on where they need to go when they call.
Yeah, everything.
Man,
It's in a beautiful park.
Great afternoon and evening of entertainment. I mean, think about this, guys. Imagine spending the afternoon and evening with potentially a couple thousand of your best friends or people that you've met that day at the event, and with great music and wrapping it up with the legendary Larry McCray. Doesn't that sound
And you're
like
out of there
fun?
by 8 o'clock at night.
And be out of there around 8 o'clock. Yeah, that's crazy. We are going to take your phone number and your contact information. We're going to put it up on the episode, the information piece for the episode, and make sure that people get it. Patrick Corbin, I have to tell you, I'm excited to join you next week at Muskegon, and I certainly wish you all the best, and I hope this sells out quickly.
Yes, it'd be really nice. It'd be quite an event, I'm telling you.
Well, thank you so much for your time. And as we get ready to close this edition of Time Signatures, I want to tell you about the Capital Area Blues Society based right here in Lansing, Michigan. Cabs began its run in the fall of 1994, and they built a strong presence in central Michigan. offering an annual blues brawl where bands and duo solo acts winners are going to be sent to Memphis to compete in the annual International Blues Challenge on Beale Street in Memphis. But there's a lot more.
Handy Awards?
What's this?
Are they the Handy Awards?
Well, it used to be the Handy Awards. Now it's the International Blues Challenge. But we also hold an annual Breaking Bread with the Blues, offering a day of blues music and a chance to raise funds and food donations for the Greater Lansing Food Bank. And by the way, CABS also presents this program, for which I am eternally grateful. As with all nonprofits, the Capital Area Blues Society is always looking for donations, so please consider a tax-deductible donation to CABS today. Visit capitalareablues.org and make your donation in any amount, and thank you for your consideration. And that wraps up this edition of Time Signatures. Once again, my very special thanks to our guest, Patrick Corbin, but also to you, for without you, none of this would be possible. Jim Ervin reminding you that keeping the blues alive is everyone's responsibility, but preserving the history of the blues, one story at a time, is my mission. Until next time, so long, everybody, and we'll see you in Muskegon.
This has been Time Signatures with Jim Ervin, presented by the Capital Area Blues Society in Lansing, Michigan. For more information on CABS, visit capitalareablues.org. You can find this episode and past episodes at lccconnect.org. The Time Signatures theme song, Michigan Roads, is used by permission and was written by Root Doctor, featuring Freddie Cunningham.
You know I'm trying, baby, driving up and down these Michigan roads, yeah.
Until next time, keep on keeping the blues alive.